Rainwood, icons of football.
2 teams.
Team England
Versus Team World.
24 icons of football.
This is the moment we waited for.
Golf tournament like no other.
at Robbinswood Golf Club in Bangkok.
There's going to be an intense rivalry.
Vamos, Team World!
Forget all that vamos.
Team England are going to win, obviously.
Good luck with that.
The game changed.
Hello guys and welcome back to the weekend preview. I mean, it's been a big week, hasn't it? But you just saw there on the trailer that we will be live here Sunday morning, 6 a.m. We're going to be covering the Golf Icon series where it's Team England. They're going to go up against the rest of the world with the icons of football. AGT, he's been out there. He's been gone for time. Yeah. And unfortunately, we get him back next week. But he's been out there chatting to some of the players ahead of that. Honestly, there's so many players that we can think of. There's Joe Hart, there's Paul Ince, Jimmy Bullard, Jermaine Genius, Phil Jagielka, Theo Walcott, Teddy Sheringham. That's just the Team England itself. There's so many more. I mean, Sergio Garcia, Ronald De Boer, Luis Figo, Forlan, Ginola. I mean, I'm going to be tuning in.
God's there and everything.
Go on then.
Some big names.
God is there.
Robbie Fowler.
That's what
Robbie
we call
Fowler.
Liverpool,
So guys, make sure that you do tune into that. Do not miss it. As you can see, we've got Doyle. Lovely to see you as always. I'm going to miss you next week.
I don't know if you will. When you've got AGT back, actually. Yeah,
no, we will. We will.
You will. Yes.
As ever, late as ever, actually. Matisse is here.
Do you want to introduce the fourth?
Yeah, I'll introduce you to our fourth panellist. There's no Rob today, and it's meant to be Cecil. Cecil's running late. So we've got our trusted certificate of participation for Arsenal's, because that's the stand-in. That's what they do every single season, and we go again next year. So welcome! Big welcome!
The irony, by the way, of there not being an Arsenal representative at the start of this show after what happened midweek, which we'll get into.
It's indicative of their season, isn't it?
We are going to get into it, but Cecil is going to turn up at some point, and we'll wait to do the Arsenal cooking. I mean, obviously, you know how sick I must have been on Monday to miss that. Do you know how poorly I must have been?
He was so happy that you weren't there.
I
He
know.
literally
Surprised
said,
you didn't just turn up anyway.
I literally
just coughed all over him.
I didn't have it in me. I was not in a good way. But we're back. We're better than ever. So let's have a quick chat and a quick recap, I guess, about this week's game, because it's been a full-on week.
It has.
Shall we start? Do you want to start with Chelsea? Should we start with Chelsea? 4-0 against Southampton. Cucurella crying. I remember Chelsea fullbacks that were warriors, not crying against
I didn't see him cry
against Southampton.
When did he
looked
cry?
like him.
He
He
did
was
the
like
penguin
this.
celebration.
Montoya, por favor!
This is mine. It's not my problem. Yes.
Montoya.
Look, it was 4-0. I mean, everyone eats when it's Southampton, don't they? But
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Look, there's nothing to really write home about with that win. It's just business. It's business as usual for anyone that plays that team. They are one of the worst Premier League teams ever. Ever. They're still not. They still haven't eclipsed Derby County's points tally. I think it was 11.
12.
Will
was
they?
it 12 or
12.
11?
I think,
11.
yeah.
Something like that.
Will they?
They should, but they're still on single digits. And they are just so easy to play against. There's no resistance. There's no fight from them. They don't defend compact. They're not, there's not any sort of structure. They're not deep block. It's just open sesame. Individual errors, open spaces. And you can have your cake and eat it with them.
Mm-hmm.
And all of our attackers, apart from Cole Palmer, which is shocking. You'd think 4 goals, Cole Palmer would get a goal or an assist, but he really
He's a wonder.
Well, yeah, really.
That's the spirit.
We'll talk about James Maddison and your game against Man City later on. But listen, yeah, he didn't eat, which is a shame. He needs the goals, he needs the assists, but he is suffering from a lack of confidence right now. It's very obvious with the way that he takes his shots, the way that he approaches the goal now. He's overthinking it. Before he just used to just stroke the ball into the bottom corner. Now he's lashing at everything. But Neto was good up front. He got a goal. New role, new position that he plays in now up front. He presses.
And Cuckoo scored, lad?
Yeah, and Cuckoo, he's moved to the left. Goal and assist. I still think we're not getting anywhere near what we thought we would be getting with him, but he obviously was injured last year. He's been misprofiled this year. He doesn't necessarily want to be here in January, wanted to leave. So we're still working with that and trying to hopefully get him back to some sort of form. And we kept a clean sheet. I think that's our 5th clean sheet of the season in the Premier.
You take it.
Definitely will take it because we don't do that very often. So, and yeah, it's still weird. weird vibes. Obviously, I think Jorgensen was booed because he was taking too many touches, playing out from the back, is what I heard. So the Stamford Bridge faithful wasn't very happy with him, or they weren't very happy with the tactics or the approach or whatever.
He's won 4-0.
I know, but it's the 4-0 in the context of the fact that it's Southampton and this is now our third win in 11. We are back. We're in contention for top four, obviously. We're in there. We're fifth.
I thought you meant you're back.
No, we're not back. God, no. We got Leicester at home next, so hopefully back-to-back wins, and then we may even be third. But what we do against Liverpool when we play you at the Bridge, what we do against Man United, what we do against you, Newcastle, Forest, Brentford, Arsenal, this is the fixture list that we got coming up to end the season. It's very tough. That's when people will be like, let's see what you really got, we can judge you.
Why do you reckon Cole Palmer's actually fell off? I know you said about the rubbers and the pencils and the naughty kids in school and that, but I honestly feel like he's just fed up of carrying the team. He just seems like I can't be bothered anymore. I'm just going to wait till the end of the season and just go again.
Just go.
But
is there an argument that he goes?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, not yet.
He'd have to kick up a massive fuss because he's on like a 10-year deal.
Yeah, and also he came to Chelsea knowing that he was going to be the main man. That's why you're being bought, lads, because you're going to be the superstar of this team. And he was. But right now, why is he dropping off, lad? I
think I read a stat where he's created the most chances in the top 5 leagues in the winter period, and none of them have been converted. So he has been creating opportunities, but because we haven't had a striker up front, because Jackson is injured and he wasn't even converting the chances anyway. But him and Palmer have a better chemistry. Like they understand each other. There's a flow. Yeah. There's a good back and forth. Whereas when in Nkunku, even in this game, him and Palmer just do not see eye to eye. Yeah. It's like two strangers playing. Yeah. It doesn't look like they train every week together. It doesn't look like they play together. Palmer will, for instance, play it in front of Nkunku thinking he's going to run onto it, and Nkunku will be looking for it feet. And it will be the opposite, and sometimes he just won't give it to him. So, yeah, I think he's suffering from confidence as well, 100%. Like, the form is getting to him. I think this is the first time he's gone through this patch. Yeah. Like, at City, he was a rotational player.
Yeah. And last season was obviously unbelievable.
This is true.
And the start of the season was unbelievable.
Is there an argument that he's been, not found out, but like, teams know how to handle Cole Palmer now?
No, I don't think so, because I think he's got too much to his game to be found out, personally. I think he can get goals, he can create, he's very good with his close control, he can find solutions, he can give you a nutmeg, flick round the corner.
And he's still getting chances.
Yeah,
he's just not slotting.
And he's getting chances. That's the thing. If he was not getting any opportunities to score, he had a chance against Villa. Yeah. And he could have locked the keeper.
Slipped.
Yeah, and he kind of slipped, and then he took an extra touch. And then so he's still getting opportunities. In normal circumstances, Cole Palmer leaves the last 2 games with 3 goals and assist. But he doesn't now because he's not. I feel
like he's a little bit mentally fatigued from doing that. So you said how many chances he's created and they haven't been put away. I feel like part of him will have just put his tools down and been like, I'm a little bit fed up of doing this. He's probably worked incredibly hard. It's his first season in a first team where he's going to have to really bat on and be the star man, and he has. And now he's not getting the fruits of his labour, and I feel like he's just mentally fatigued. He's putting them down. He's dropped his tools, in my opinion.
But one person I will mention before we move on is Enzo Fernandez. He was brilliant again. He's someone in our form, bad form. He's actually still been holding down the fort and still being consistent, still been playing well. He should have had like a hat-trick of assists. The amount of chances he put on a plate against Southampton and they weren't taken was crazy. Yeah. But he's really starting to take responsibility, showing a bit of leadership. And he's just, he's prevailing, he's persisting, so fair play to him, he's playing well.
All right, let's do a couple of super chats. Yeah, I was going to say, it's about time he started.
I knew, what are you going to say? That's his level. Go on.
It's true. It's true. Chelsea get away with this so much.
Like, Liverpool's midfield is around £150 million worth of midfield, and that's 4 or 5 players, lads, you know what I mean?
One alone.
One single player. Nunes was too much money. That's how much
I don't really think you can throw any shade, because think of all the money you have wasted.
Hey, I didn't spend it.
Although, if we do sell Nunes in the summer, we'll get 75 something mil for him.
Who's going to pay that?
What do you mean? Who's going to pay that? Al Nassr, we're calling you, lad. Come and get him, lad.
You're mad. You're absolutely mental if you think you're recouping anywhere near that.
I promise you, he'll go for the big fee. Promise.
Mad.
Really?
I bet he'll go for the big fee.
Absolutely mental. Let's do some super chats. Medical Bunker says Netflix FC season finale is a guard of honour. It's God!
It's going to be done by then,
right? So
it's done now.
If we both win all of our games going up to the end of the season, mathematically we will have won it if we beat Chelsea away. That's the game we're winning. And you know the game after
is Arsenal. But they're not going to win their games.
So it might be before that, but I'm desperate for a guard of honour. Also, I'm talking to production, right? I know Gilly's coming back, yeah. But if we do win this league and we do a guard of honour and all this stuff in the studio, I want to be here, yeah. I've been here for 5 years. I want a guard of honour from Robbie, from Matisse, from Flex, everybody. Yeah, that would be nice.
Do you know what? Can I just say? Can I just say? Yeah, I always hope Arsenal drop points, but now I need you to drop points more than ever, because you cannot be coming to my stadium and winning the league that day and then doing the celebrations at Stamford Bridge in the shit that we're going through. No, that can't be happening. No. So I need that points gap to extend.
So you'd rather have a guard of honour than he'll celebrate?
I don't want a guard of honour either. I need it extended that you've done the guard of honour already. You've already won it, and you're just coming here on the beach.
Well then, so we move on to Liverpool and Newcastle game then?
Yeah, we are. Let's do a couple more super chats, and then we will do exactly that. Gotti17 says, over my dead body FC, Mikel Tai Teta. Medical Bunker says, DRS with Liverpool's 20th title is soup for my soul. A Wahab says, Arsenal are closer to 10th than they are first place. Can we address how Arsenal have the most bookings for time wasting? What a nauseating, cringe, trash club. What a great super chat. That might even be my favourite.
That's got to be said though. That's a correct statement. That their disciplinary record this season definitely had some dodgy reds. Let's be honest. They've had some dodgy reds.
We'll actually
yellows everywhere.
We'll hold off on doing any more of the Arsenal ones, I think, until we get our Arsenal representative, as that's only fair. We wouldn't want you guys to be sending super
chats. When's he going to participate?
And missing out on the cookings. I don't know, but we'll give him a certificate when he eventually shows up. So yeah, let's talk about Liverpool then, because that was again comfortable. I mean, you've had a pretty good week.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it was looking all shaky, weren't it, when we come back from Villa and we drew, and then they'd won against Leicester, and everyone started to go, ooh.
We said 7 points.
But that win against Man City has absolutely galvanised the team. And I think actually they're playing football that they played in the start of the season. Them last 2 games were exactly that football. Very pragmatic, 2-metre passes, like I said last time. And it's given them a bit of freedom. I think it's working in the opposite way. They're not getting complacent. They're actually thinking, now I will pass it through the lines because there's 10 points between us. I can afford to miss this pass. I can afford to miss this shot and just try. And because we're doing that, we're playing fantastic football. Like yesterday, dominated the game.
Yeah.
Completely controlled it. And I will say, again, we got a bit lucky because Isaac's not starting. Okay? Honestly, when I seen that, I was like,
that was big.
This is mad. Like, the gods want us to win the league or something, yeah? There's like the football gods just want us to win the league.
Callum Wilson stood no chance.
And Callum Wilson's not a bad player, but compared to Isaac nowadays, mate, there was nothing. And you seen Callum Wilson had 2 chances, I think, in the game. 2 chances. And he fluffed the both of them. So we were very lucky that Isaac weren't playing, and that performance was just a champions one, to be quite honest with you. I looked at it. I'm still not going to say it, right, because I am really traumatized.
No, come
on,
honestly,
Doyle.
I don't think you understand the deep-rooted trauma that I feel.
Do you remember that therapy session you did?
Yes.
Honestly, I can't say it.
We'll have to bring back our therapy session and have on
I've watched Liverpool about to win the league in the last 20 minutes of the
Doyle,
last
honey,
game. I get it. It's 13 points. We should win
You've
this
lost
league.
1 game all season. You're on 67 points. Arsenal are next to you in 54. It's 13 points.
They've got injury crisis up front.
And you've got more to go.
I just can't do it.
And you've actually got more home games than away.
Yeah, we've got 7. We've got 6 and 4 away.
Oh,
so, yeah, I get it.
You could win the league by what, 20?
Have you seen their fixture list?
Hold on. Let's actually let's deep this, right? Because you're already 13 points clear.
Yeah.
You could win the league by like plus 20 points.
This is Liverpool's fixture.
That's insane.
Just so you know, yeah, this is what I do for my shows. I do prep, yeah, get all my stats and all that, and I write me all things on the night time.
Tell us your fixtures. We'll say yes or no. Go on.
Fixtures, okay. We just played Newcastle. That's 3 points. Southampton at home.
3 points. Bagged.
And then the derby at Anfield, yeah. We owe you Everton.
Revenge.
We need to get you back, lah. Fulham away.
3 points.
Difficult game,
3
no.
points.
Not an easy game, no.
3 points.
Right?
3 points.
West Ham at home.
3
3
points.
points.
Leicester away.
3 points.
Spurs at home.
3 points.
And then Chelsea away.
3 points.
Arsenal at home.
3 points.
Oh wow, yeah.
Brighton
You
away.
could honestly, you could win
I've
this.
just read them out to you,
Sorry.
yeah, and I'm like, whoa.
You could win this league by an absolute landslide. And I've said it before, I said it again. I know the foundations were there under Klopp and you still had a brilliant team, but you still had no right to go win the league this year.
And you know what? I don't want anyone changing the narrative, yeah? I really don't, because at the start of the season, nobody, not a single person thought we were going to win the league. Not even myself, not Alex, not AGT. Nobody thought that, right? But actually, it was the opposite. Everyone was touting us to be terrible. They were like, do you see all them clips of that kid going, Anna who, and all these things where they're saying, like, Salah has fallen off, they've got a crap amount of players, the players aren't playing in the right positions, blah, 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 blah. here we are.
Do you feel like then, because of how great this season has been, and assuming you will win the Premier League, and if you do win the Champions League, like next season there is a bit of wiggle room for transition and like maybe the changes that Arne Slot will make within the squad. Like, we expect Trent to go. We don't know what's going to happen with Salah and Virgil. Like, are you okay with then that being a bit of a rebuild season?
I mean, regardless if I'm okay with it, it's going to happen, right? So I've just got to deal with it.
But if you did finish maybe 3rd or 4th next year,
it would be disappointing, right, after winning the league this year and the quality that we've done, only losing 1 game so far. And if we go through the entire season with just that 1 loss, then I expect us to push again, especially if Virgil and Salah are still there. Maybe if Trent's gone, it's still going to affect us, but I expect us to still be pushing for titles. But yeah, I'm not going to say I'll settle for 3rd because it hasn't happened yet. And no, I won't be happy with that.
Okay.
Not after being a Premier League champion.
Okay.
I want to defend it.
Fair enough.
Get me gold badges and I want them to stay there.
There's no better time to start racking them up, because not only now do you equal United, but now you could go ahead of United.
Yeah.
And that's big.
And
then
City aren't City.
City aren't
because
City.
they're not winning anytime soon. Man United, unfortunately for you guys and fantastically for us, you're not going to win anything for a very long time when it comes to Premier Leagues, in my
And
opinion.
you'll feel like you
close.
kind of owed a few Prems after the way you've lost a few of them. So
97
you don't really have
points.
time to be not
I
racking
need
them
this
up. You wanna
trauma to be therapized out of my head, lads. You know what I mean?
This is the thing. Like, you were in a period of time where obviously City had such dominance, right? And we all know this was Arsenal's league to lose this year. I'm not saying that Arsenal won't be up there again challenging you, or your nearest challengers again next year if they get a striker or an upgrade on the left. But you have a period now where you can go and be that dominant team.
Yeah, we do. And I would like to continue with that. But it's all down to if individuals stay. So Virgil and Mo Salah are the keys to the success of this team.
What if they go?
It's impossible to replace them. So we're going to suffer as a result. You cannot replace one of the best defenders I've ever seen play football and one of the best wingers I've ever seen play football. It's just impossible. You cannot replace them. We will suffer.
Yeah.
And that's just it. You can't replace them.
No, if you were to lose all 3, you're definitely not winning it.
No, absolutely not.
Because Salah's scored 70% of your goals or
He's
something
the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal have got a great defence. Their defence is actually solid. They just need goal scorers, and they don't have someone like a talisman like Salah who gets 42 goals and assists in 28 games.
So far.
That's ridiculous.
So far.
The kid is insane.
So far.
Yes, if we haven't got them two, of course, they're our best players.
Is he like a shoe-in for Manager of the Year if he wins it?
Arne Slot.
Because I'm thinking of like Nuno if he makes Champions League with Nottingham
Well,
Forest.
that depends. I don't know. If Nuno was to make that Champions League spot, then you would say the test is tougher for Forest than it is for Liverpool.
That's what I was about to say.
Forest
Because it's a top 6
17th last
team,
year.
there's an expectation put upon them that you should be challenging for titles,
Yeah.
right? So I don't think he'll get the accolades, but he's just come after a 9-year spell of our best manager, took a team that he's built and made it in his own image and got it to work, and now we're top of the league. I don't understand why you wouldn't get manager of the league for that. He's won the league on his
Unless
first
it's
try.
Nuno.
His
Yeah.
first try.
Yeah.
And I understand Nuno has done unbelievable things with Nottingham Forest, but Arne Slot has won the league on his first ever try in the Premier League. That's insane. And then if he does go on to win like Champions Leagues or at the Carabao Cup as well, I think there's no question. You've got to give him it, and it's the same with Mo Salah for the Ballon d'Or. If he carries on playing the way he has, I don't care if he's just won 1 trophy, and he hasn't won an international. I don't care. He deserves to have.
No, surely that's...
He deserves it.
Salah would be getting Ballon d'Or, sure.
Who else?
If
and in fact,
Real Madrid win Champions League and Premier League, La Liga, then someone from Real Madrid will get it.
But,
I'm telling you.
but that's
the
crazy
spoiled
because it's
brats.
an individual,
I hate it.
individual accolade.
Someone
That is
will get it.
crazy.
Especially the way that they behaved at the last Ballon d'Or.
it's horrible, lad. If Mo Salah was Brazilian or something, lad, he'd be getting all kinds of accolades, but because he's African, he just doesn't get them, mate. I don't understand it.
By the way, Cecil's entered the chat.
Yeah, hello.
We're going to get to you.
Some people have said it's a daft question, but again, Nuno and Nottingham Forest finished 17th last season.
Yeah.
From 17th
Circling
to top
the drain.
4.
I
don't care. I actually don't care how much money they've spent, because Man United have spent money, Chelsea have spent money, loads of teams have spent money,
Except for
and
Liverpool.
it hasn't.
That's another thing to add to Arne Slot's
I know, but
roster.
you guys did finish with 83 points last year, so you're not a bad team. 83 to 90 or 17th to
good
top
team.
4. I personally think it's Nuno.
Sorry,
if he gets top 4, it's Nuno.
let me interject quickly, just quickly, because I remember that 17th, and I remember we played Forest, and they said you kept us up and all that, and then again we obviously didn't win the league that season as well, and that went from there to where they are now, and they've built. They got a good side, a really good side. The way they play. You did the Ballon d'Or talk as well. For you, Doyle, who's more important, Salah or Van Dijk?
I mean, that's a really difficult question.
Because
Both
honestly, Van
incredibly
Dijk
important
is
on both
such a good. He is a
For me,
phenomenal player.
He's our best player, right, in the team at the moment. I think Virgil is the leader. Without any, he doesn't. Nothing happens without Virgil. You see him lead at the back line, right, where he's pulling and pushing and telling people to go here and go here and do this. He is the leader from the back. But you cannot also take away Mo Salah's goals. It's a question that I can't answer, brother. It's a team game. It's 11 players. Not one player makes the team, but we need both of them.
I'd argue that I feel like if you lost Virgil, I'm not saying, look, it's like we said, it's an impossible choice.
You've got attacking options.
But you've got attacking. I know they're not Mohamed Salah, but like you've got other pieces that can go in a puzzle. Whereas like Virgil is like a generational defender, and even when you've seen him like hit the level of Kwanzaa when he plays next to him, or Joe Gomez, or anybody, and the way he even coached those kids when you won and beat Chelsea, like that's like that.
Talking about leadership.
That is a difference.
Virgil is the leader.
Level.
That's the point. So Mo Salah is an elite footballer, and he's also a generational player, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he is.
But he's not the leader that Virgil van Dijk is, and that's the defining attribute why you would essentially pick Virgil van Dijk over Mo Salah to keep in the Liverpool team, because he will lead by example and he'll keep the stability in the team. However, there is nobody on this planet that will replace Mo Salah.
No.
Not Jota, not Nunes, not Gakpo, not Diaz.
But
none
Liverpool
of them.
but Liverpool would score goals without Salah.
Not as many.
Virgil, fair. But Virgil van Dijk, I mean, I watched him. I think it was a City game, and he's spraying diags across onto like pinpoint.
You talking about Salah?
Yeah,
bro, he's been doing this for years. Yeah, his variety of passing with the outside of the boot is exceptional, lad.
No,
I'm not even joking.
No, Salah pass. I'm saying Van Dijk is pinging it from some centre back right into Salah onto his toe every time. His defensive attributes are incredible. Van Dijk. I even had a friend that played against Liverpool when he played, I think, Lincoln City in the cup, and he said as soon as Van Dijk come off the pitch, I could breathe. Like it's that mad. Like that.
It's that's aura. That's aura. Not Calafiora. It's aura.
Chill out. But yeah, so just
in
Virgil van Dijk.
my opinion, he's the greatest Premier League defender.
I don't think Liverpool would score that many goals without Salah, you know.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I watch my team.
Listen, their attack without Salah would become very mediocre quite quickly. Like Diaz is not like a guaranteed gunman. Nunes is absolutely shocking. Jota's always injured. Gakpo's having a good season.
But they would get a replacement for Mohamed Salah.
But you got a replacement for Kane.
No, don't. This is not the same thing.
It's FSG.
There's going to come a time for Arne Slot where things are a lot more difficult, without a shadow of a doubt. But the achievement that he's done this season, it cannot be overlooked. It's the first time he's played in the Premier League and he's won it. Insane. And not only that, he's not bought anybody. He's turned players like Ryan and Gakpo into these whale beaters. Like,
do you think he's getting enough credit from the exterior clubs?
Well, no, you just said Nuno should get it, and I get it. I understand why Nuno should get it, right?
I
understand. I can hear the shout for it, but he hasn't won anything. There's no accolade to put on his name. I know he's definitely dragged that team, but let's see what they do next season. Let's see how they do it. But I just think that on your first season to win it, how many managers, for example?
If you can't give it to a manager that just scraped relegation and then gets Champions League football, then I'm sorry. Just give it to the Premier League winner every single season. Just give it to the Premier League winner every single season.
It's not Arne Slot's second or third year of trying. It's his first. How many managers have come in and won the league on the first time? Conte and
Ancelotti.
And
Mourinho.
And that's it. So three.
To take a team that's barely stayed up.
Mourinho,
to take a team that's barely stayed up to then take it to a Champions League.
Maybe I'm being biased.
No. I see what you're saying about Arne Slot, but the thing is, like I said, the foundations of Liverpool were still there. It's small little tweaks that he's had to make. He had no business going to win the league.
Yeah, and plus when you play the big team,
but Nottingham Forest have no business being in top 4.
No business being top 10.
Also, I will give them this. They're the first ones to beat Liverpool.
And they're the only ones to beat Liverpool.
In fact, we got 1 point out of them.
Do you know what? And as well, like every time you play a big team, they haven't got their best player. Like Haaland's not there, Isak's not there.
Oh, come on, let's not make excuses.
Anyway,
we gonna cook you.
That's why we're 13 points ahead, lads.
I wanted to see if
we're going to come to you. Let's do a couple of super chats before we head on over to the participation corner. AWAB says Arsenal are closer to 10th than they are first place. I wanted just to reiterate this to you. We did read it before. Arsenal are closer to 10th place than they are to first. Can we address how Arsenal have the most bookings for time wasting? What a nauseating cringe trash club. So good. I read that twice.
You're 13th.
Excuse me. There's super chats.
She's reading the super chat.
I'm just doing my job. It's a super chat.
It's not opinion. It's not opinion. It's super chat. She might be reading it with a bit more energy.
You didn't need to reread it.
I did. I just need you to hear it.
Yeah, Abby.
You're
I'm going to give you this.
Start
This
again.
is for you.
So don't start.
Order.
He didn't hear you because he was
Let
talking
me
over you.
reiterate for the third time. You're getting your money today, Arab.
13th.
Excuse me, if you don't open your ears, I will keep reading it. One more time. Let's run it back for
Active
anyone
listening.
that missed it.
You lost. You lost
Excuse
yesterday.
you.
Where is this
We'll
vim?
get to me. We'll
Where's
get
this
to
vim
me.
coming from?
Excuse me. I wasn't here Monday. I was ill. Let me go again. Arsenal are closer to 10th than first place.
So are you.
I will start again.
Oh.
Can we address how Arsenal have the most bookings for time wasting? What a nauseating, cringe, trash club.
Why the rush?
Some more.
What are you?
But, no, I'm not done.
No.
I've got
Answer
super
the-
chats.
Don't get
I've got-
involved, though.
I've got
Do the
super
question,
chats.
bro.
Do the humble.
Do the question.
I've got super
Do
chats
the
to read.
This is not your.
Do the
this
humble
is
thing,
not
man.
your-
I've got super chats to read. Thank you. Order.
What's the rest of the question? Oh, go on.
JQ Motti PH says, done the math, 7 more wins and the title is ours. Demian's Football says, Slot will lift the trophy, but big thanks to Klopp. Absolutely, we did
Yeah,
we did
without
just say
doubt.
that. Cuban Heights says, Sabozlai looks like the next KDB of the league. Kaiser Franz has just made gold level, so big
That was a
up
mad
to
shout.
you.
Yeah, that was the wrong shout.
Hold on a
That
damn
was
second.
wrong.
One of the-
No, we're not gonna do
Yeah.
this. We're not even gonna let that slide.
Even
How
I did a
dare
face
you?
thing.
Address
Yeah, I
it.
did a face
How dare you? If you ever say that again, I swear I'll block you. I'm a mod. Say that again. I dare you.
Sabozlai looks like the next KDB of the league.
He is very good,
This
though.
is-
He's
this is
very
where
good,
you're-
but he's not.
this is where your fan base
Say
gets
different
too ahead
profile
of themselves.
completely.
You need to
Very
chill.
different profiles.
Relax.
Dominic Szoboszlai is number 8 in a 10 position that hires.
I didn't know
that
Liverpool
offers
fans
high
did
energy
this. I didn't
at
know
the
they
top of
go
the pitch.
so far one way like
They're
Yeah,
not
well, like
like
you
you
lads.
lot,
Sometimes we
They're
can
not
be like
like
you,
you.
you know what I mean?
No,
When we
stop.
say, I don't want Mbappe because I've got Martinelli, lads. You know what I mean? What are you talking about, bro?
Yo, this is not your energy. You do, yo, sit there, just enjoy winning the league. Don't start
Yeah,
firing
he knows,
shots.
he knows AGT's back on money. He's leaving it all on the table.
I was on gold.
Right, can we big up to our 2 new gold members, Kaiser Franz and Dan Boyle? Big up to you lot. He also said, Robbie, your team have done it again. The fall off. You're now in a battle for top 4.
The fall off. Wait,
There we go.
Chill out,
Lou
people.
says, why has the convo been about Liverpool's luck? What about Arsenal's failures? Needing a striker for 3 years, poor recruitment, poor player management, £800 million spent. Andy Miles gifted 1DR Sports membership. We love that. King Chaos says, at this point, we'll gladly take Robbie or even Cecil up front. Finley says, Liverpool 13 points clear. Mohamed Salah, best player in the world. Virgil van Dijk and Konate are monsters.
Yeah.
Dom is sexy. What a time to be alive and a Liverpool fan.
give him that.
Enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the rest of the week.
A sexy show is this?
Sexy.
giving him nothing.
Right, let's park super chats. Let's come back to it. Order.
Was there nothing on top? Like,
No, wait. So, excuse me. Hi. Welcome to the chat, babes. Thanks for filling in. Obviously, when we know the story. When Robbie's not here, he'll wheel out. James is unavailable, so he's wheeled you out.
we didn't lose.
I know, but you've lost the league.
You've lost the league.
So
you didn't.
you're-
That was before.
We've decided to bring this
yeah,
back
I'm
out
gonna do
for
the
round
bottles,
2.
like-
It is
No,
a pain, lad.
no.
I feel for Cecil now,
Do you
yeah,
know what
because
I
I get
mean?
brought on when Liverpool lose, and I'm like,
present it.
mate, what's this, Skilly?
I'm going to present
this?
it.
Yeah.
I want to, just like I did last season. This is a lot earlier than it was last
How-
year.
Where you
In
are
my
sat
courtroom,
in 13th.
it's about you.
You're
In my
page
courtroom,
2.
in my
And
courtroom.
you're present.
Please. Thank you. Respect. Now, it's happened earlier. It's happened in
It's shameless.
February, Thursday, the 27th of February. Liverpool have 13 points clear. They're basically, they've done it again. They've done it again.
I can't believe it.
And I would like to present you with, for the second year running, the certification of participation for Arsenal. And we look forward to seeing you again, maybe in January next year.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Handshake?
That's
No,
crazy.
okay, right.
That's
So,
crazy.
So what do you?
What do you do
Win
with this?
this- no,
You
this-
just put this right there. Hold. Let's talk about Arsenal.
you
Let's
lost.
talk. We're not talking about Spurs
You're
right now.
13th.
We'll circle back to Spurs.
Your enjoyment comes from
0-0
this.
at Forest last night. I didn't watch your game. I was busy watching Tottenham.
How'd that go?
Fine. It's all right. We'll talk about Spurs.
We'll get
Don't
to it.
deflect, Robbie. Don't deflect. Let's talk about Arsenal. You've got a little piece of paper here that says, I miss Nketiah.
Yeah, production.
How desperate must you
Crazy.
be?
I'll be honest though, we are in desperate. I think if the whole world, their dog, their cat, they all know we need a striker. I mean, we spent me and Rob about 45 minutes before entering the stadium with fans being like, "Where's the striker, Robbie? What's happening, Cecil? Where's the striker? Are we going to get a striker? We haven't got anyone. Mikel Marino, is he
Window's
the
closed.
answer? Yeah, I know.
Transfer Daily sounded like you were getting a striker, though.
But yeah, so we're looking at, there's no free agents there as well that we can, there is some, but they're dreadful. I mean, I think I'll do a better job up front than some of the free transfers. Right now, we are toothless. I mean, you looked at I'm sure many of you saw the fan cams after the game. We're struggling up front. It's funny, we spoke about Mikel Merino when he came in against Leicester, scored 2 goals, right? And that was a revelation. I was surprised. Something different. No one saw it coming. But then in professional football, teams study you. They understand that doesn't become a surprise again when you bring in a Mikel Merino. Like, he's not a striker, so it's not a surprise. So think of something new or try something different. We're spamming balls into the box against Milenkovic and Murillo, who, by the way, have been phenomenal this season. And it just wasn't working. We couldn't break down Nottingham Forest. They couldn't break down us. If I'm being completely honest, I was quite surprised. Chelsea let go of some, obviously, they're from like the Hudson Odois. Now, you had some superb players there. Ole Einar, Rapid. I thought they were going to expose us.
Cobham creates.
They create.
Cobham makes money.
Lewis Hall.
Yeah, exactly.
Livramento.
All of that. There used to be, the Golden Academy, and now you spend all that money on all these players, and look where you are. But I think Nottingham Forest, for me, I thought they'll cause us more problems. In the end, I was sat in the stands watching them waste time, seeing out a draw. Maybe that's a good result for Nottingham Forest fans, but in the position they're in, I thought they would, after seeing us lose to West Ham, go for it a bit more. But I have to credit Arsenal in the defensive midfield. But I feel like I'm doing this all the time now because the attack is nothing to credit at the moment. So well done to Saliba, Gabriel, the defensive line. I mean, Calafiori got yellow carded early, had to get taken off and sacrificed. But Timber, Saliba and Gabriel, they really done well to keep a clean sheet away from home. I mean, the season was done before this game, okay? So I went there. You want the truth? I thought we'd lose the game.
I did too.
I honestly thought Nottingham Forest would have too much for us. And I was surprised. It was a different application from what we saw against West Ham and Leicester for the 80 minutes. But then again, what does it matter? I saw people in the stands checking you man's score, you lot. Cecil, the game's about to start again at Liverpool Newcastle. I said, brother, who cares?
It's done.
The thing's done. Like, so I just was just like,
so can I ask, right?
Ask
away.
Here
we
ask
go.
away.
As he wipes his nose and that.
Can I ask a question?
Please remember where you're asking from.
I know where I'm asking from.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm asking from a place of in December saying there is no such thing as a title race in December when people tried to rope me in.
I wasn't there.
And now I ask you, were you ever in a title race? Because it feels like people are just trying to manufacture the title race, make up a title race
Seems like there hasn't
for
been
entertainment purposes. But really, when you look back on this, what race?
Yeah, they haven't been on the
What race? Which race?
Did
you ever go first?
Not a single day on the top of the league.
Did they even come
Not
within
a single day.
Not even
First day of the season.
Not a single day at the top of the league.
Alphabetically,
Oh,
when there were 0
Bournemouth,
points.
actually, yeah.
So AFC Bournemouth.
So you've actually not been
even Bournemouth have been
in the
top of the league
race
more days than
once. You've not been in the race once, my
And
brother.
I know you're making fun of them. Yeah, I know
this
you are.
is serious.
No,
I get it.
it is a good question.
I just think, I honestly think Arsenal are not far away. I really do. Like, in the next 2 years, I think you'll probably win the league, lads.
No way.
It took 5 years for Klopp. All you're missing is a striker. I say all you're missing. You're missing a winger and a striker who can score goals. That's what you're missing. But I don't look at Arsenal and think they're crap. I really don't, because
they can't. These lot can't talk about it. They can't talk about it. They're nowhere near this
But he is right.
That's a fair question.
But at the end of this season now, it doesn't look like a title race. It just looks like Liverpool have run away with it.
And the bottom three have been the relegation three up there. It's clear. This league has kind of petered out. Really, you're looking at the Champions League qualification teams that are making the excitement from the league. But even that, I think, there's 5 people that can get into it this year. Even that's not exciting. But were we in it? I mean, fans would say, and they would look at our run at the start of the season and say, we got through all the hard teams. Now, we're going to play a lot of favourable sides and probably at home. We saw your running and we thought there was hope there to say, they're going to drop points and would be in it. Were we ever in it? I think there was moments that we could feel like, you might drop and slip points. But like you said, we haven't been on top of the Premier League this season we haven't been on top of the Premier League. So Liverpool we didn't really get there.
We've won the league in moments, mate. Every time that we've lost or dropped points, you've not capitalised, and they're the moments when you need to do it. And we've capitalised on every time that you've dropped points or you're looking bad or whatever. We've just steamed on it head. So that's how we've been able to win it. And that's been the problem with Arsenal, the pressure moments. Don't know how they're going to get through it. And I think that's down to Arteta and how he manages the squad and how he makes them feel. I'm going to sort of retract what I said. You are 2 years away from winning the league, providing that all of your players stay. If you don't win the league next year, or you don't win anything, Saliba's gone. And then when Saliba's gone, what happens then? Because he is phenomenal, lad. Then we're talking about
why do you say 2 years and not next year?
I don't know
why.
Because
I don't know if you're going to buy a striker that's going to be prolific. You might buy a striker, but he might not score goals. Let's find out what's going to happen there.
This should be the reason why they're not getting more scrutiny this season is because the injuries.
Yeah.
Right? So that's afforded Arteta and
Yeah,
One
an
more.
extra year, an
The
extra
club
year.
to
an
say,
extra
oh,
year.
we had injuries, we had issues, but really we all knew you needed a striker anyway, and you didn't get one.
The
which is
minimum,
even before
the
injuries,
minimum of what
you
you
need
need.
to
You
start.
seen
Of course,
you seen
yeah.
the pundits saying it
But
was
next
arrogance?
season there'll be no
But
excuses.
I was talking about this. I was talking about this with Kenya before we started the show, right? That you actually need more than that now. Like you're going to obviously get rid of some of the dead wood anyway. You probably need a backup 6. I think me and her were saying you will need.
Yeah, Partey, Jorginho.
You
got
need
one
a
of them.
striker.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
you've
you
got
need two attackers.
You've got Wanyeri now, I guess, in terms of cover for Saka a little bit.
Yeah.
You need upgrades on the left, probably 1 or 2. You're probably going to need another centre back or something like that. Maybe even a goalkeeper. Kenya was saying so.
A goalkeeper?
That's what Kenya
Well,
said. That she
Nettles obviously he's probably
Oh,
gonna
back
he's
up,
going back
sorry.
on loan, so
Yeah,
he's
back
gonna
up,
go
keeper.
obviously because of his loan deal.
So you probably need about
We need a lot of players.
4 to 6 players.
Me
really.
and Curtis did a live, and he said, "Shoppers, we need 8 players in the winter." Obviously, 8 players is
You've
not
got
going to
no
happen.
depth.
Exactly, he said 8 players, which sounds crazy when you know Arteta's built this squad. But if you really look at, like you mentioned, we need a striker, 100%. We need 2 attackers because. Again, you say cover for Saka as Wanyeri, but I worry about how much he's being played. Arteta clearly does as well because he's taking him off in games because obviously he got cramp in the last game because of the minutes he's being played. He also is injured as well this season already. So you've got to kind of manage a youngster. You don't want to burn him out, which I've said about Saka in previous cases, but here we are. And then the left wing slot, I mean, Trossard hasn't really been the Trossard of the revelation this season. He was moaning and annoyed that he wasn't getting starting position minutes. And then now we're relying on him and he's not. He's not that. He's an impact player. I've always thought of him as an impact player. Martinelli,
He's the one for me.
having a torrid. His form's just hit the ground, hit the floor. Sorry. So we might have to upgrade in that position. That's a striker and a winger, versatile winger. People are saying, I mean, Odegaard went down and we struggled to find a solution when in this season. You're probably going to need a good midfielder in there. Whether Arteta puts Declan Rice back in the 6, I'd love to see him do. He probably won't. He'll keep him in that 8 position. We're going to need maybe 2 midfielders. And then, you're talking about us getting rid of. I mean, the back line I think has enough cover, but knowing Arteta, he'll probably end up trying to get another left.
Why not?
Would that take you to $1 billion spend?
Chill out. We are not going to be you. I promise you that. And especially with these owners.
You could
That's
never.
fair to him as well.
I'm
So it's
sorry.
fair, lad.
No, but
You could never
that's
be
a
them.
fair
They've got
question,
they've
bro.
got 2 Champions
It is.
Leagues. You could never.
That's a fair question, lad.
We're not going to spend
Actually
300
That's very
million.
fair.
Thank you.
That's not fair.
I'm just
What's wrong
asking.
with me?
We're not going to spend. How quick did you spend
I
$1 billion?
literally came
How
out my
quick did you
mouth.
spend $1
Yeah, okay,
billion?
in the-
So
yeah,
how
and
quick
that's also-
don't
yeah,
put
yeah.
context to this. How quick
brilliant.
did you spend $1 billion?
I'm literally having a breakdown.
We spent
Yeah.
700 million over 5 years.
Yeah.
Don't put us in your category. You're
You
protesting.
can't chat to them. You can't chat to Chelsea. You can't.
So you can't chat to me.
Oh, I can.
No.
He's got the javelin
I
out
can.
there.
Let's do logic.
I can.
Let's do logic.
You can't. No. You can't say you're never going to be them, right? They've won 2 Champions
Did you
Leagues
see
when they
that
when they were poor.
Yeah, sure.
You've won
We're talking about- I'm talking about
nothing.
date of here talking about $1 billion spent.
You've spent 800 million pounds and counting.
Yeah, so but
And-
if you get 5 players, it will take you to $1 billion.
Right? I don't think we'll spend 300 million as much as we're supposed to be
need
having
it.
a war
Do you not
chest
need
and-
Isak? Is that not half the money gone?
Yeah,
That's
but
150
This is
on
a
the table
fantasy.
done.
Hey!
Isak's. I'm sorry, it's not happening. I want him. Listen, I love the player, but it's not happening. The way Arsenal move, we'll find an alternative that may work, may not.
No
but-
one's paying 150 mil for Isak.
This is
That's
what I'm saying.
ridiculous.
Find your-
And
find your
it's not because his
alternative.
quality
It's
is not
crazy.
good enough, because his quality is
No, he's incredible.
exceptional.
He's incredible.
But he's not on the pitch long enough to justify that price tag. You can't have a player that's only on the pitch half a season.
No, but if you want that player, go get your player.
I hear that.
but
We
it's-
scrimpled over Ollie Watkins.
I agree.
Because of sustainability of the price tag. He's 29 years old. Whatnot. They messed up in making that deal in the most important window because of, I don't know, longevity of signing, the financial benefits of it. So we're not going to go for Isak as much as every fan in we're screaming out for a player like that. So I think we won't get to a £300 million spend in the summer window. We might spend 150 to 200. As Lee was saying, they better spend 250 million with his teeth getting angry. And I hear it, but I think it'll be 200 million.
You're at the end of the project.
The
Yeah,
project-
I'm aware
Right,
of that.
yeah.
No, it's expired, my friend. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We've
This
done.
was
We've
the-
crossed.
this was
Let's
the
do
pinnacle.
that.
Crossed the trust
This
process
season.
5 years.
Let's
We've crossed
do
that.
that, chat.
We've
Because
crossed that.
let's do that,
This
chat.
is-
It's
yeah.
been 5 years.
Yeah.
Bro,
You said
that's
it
why
took-
my brain
You
was
said
doing
it
that.
took
What's wrong
Klopp
with you?
5 years.
Bruv.
And I was like,
Yeah.
are you taking a piss?
If you don't win it next season,
I'm aware
then your
of-
golden
You
generation might
should
disband.
have won it this season, right?
should have won
You
silverware
should have
this
won.
season.
You
It's hard to
should have
win
won the
it.
league this season. You should have done that
Yeah,
this season. This was
silverware.
your league to win.
Wow.
Don't care. Yeah, okay. I'm not
forgot
saying
about
it's
that.
all it's not all on the players.
No, there's context
There's
as well.
context to it. Your borders let you down. You didn't have a good enough window.
Injuries, red
And on
cards,
top
but-
of that, well,
These
whatever.
are part excuses,
No,
but
but
also
it
there's
also
context.
it also comes down to your manager. It does come down to your manager, and I don't say it to dig it out. I say you are in grave danger, which I'm fine with, but you are in danger of being like Spurs under Pochettino, doing the project, building the project. And the difference is that Pochettino never had any money to spend, had 2 seasons away from White Hart Lane, had 2 windows without anything. Arteta's not had that.
He's picked up
He's-
silverware, FA Cup. I know,
One
in that.
FA
I hear that. I
Cup
know,
says
listen,
one
I-
FA Cup. It's
I have
not
to-
good
but
enough.
I have to
It's
mention
not good
that 'cause
enough.
obviously you're
It's not
comparing me
good
to
enough.
Spurs, but I
Roberto
hear- but I
Martinez
hear what
won the
you're
I'm
FA
saying.
saying,
Cup
in
with
terms
Wigan,
of,
I
I'm
swear.
saying in terms of the
Brendan Rodgers finished
process,
second.
in terms of the project, it's not good enough. And there will come a point if you don't win anything next season again, you go out the cups. 'Cause it's not him. He's
probably
not
has to be,
it.
it has to
He's
be
not
next
it.
season.
I'm fully aware of
Brendan
that.
Rodgers finished second, lad, and that team that we played with Suarez and Sterling and Sturridge, that was exceptional to
yeah.
watch. Beautiful team,
Yeah.
but he still finished second.
Yeah, I agree.
And do you know what Liverpool did? They went, yeah, you're gonna have to get rid of you, lads. You're not good enough to take us.
But
over
he
the edge."
rebuilt, yeah. And do you know what, Brendan Rodgers, again, I'm sure you're a fan of him as a manager, though, considering what he'd done for Liverpool. He rebuilt that side
Yeah.
and put a philosophy and an identity into Liverpool. And you're right, in the end, it wasn't good enough to get over the line.
So
and then it changed
Liverpool were
over.
ruthless,
But
lads.
by the way, I'm aware of
I
that.
just,
At the
yeah,
end
it
of
feels
this
like some people are afraid of change. I don't know why they would be. I'd be
Because they've been
excited.
suffering for so long,
Yeah,
and
but
now they've got
if
somebody
you
that's
got to go
brought
to
them
the
back.
next
and,
level.
and there was
The
change.
manager's not winning anything.
Big got to the
agree.
next level.
You have the
Yeah, no,
opportunity
I'm-
to change the
that's
manager
what winners
to go
do.
on to win.
That's what
It's like,
winners do,
I'd
lad,
be
it's like when
excited.
City
Yeah.
had Mark
Done
Hughes.
Yeah, listen,
gotta
guys,
move
I'm not
forward.
disagreeing.
Can't do
The reason
it.
Great
why-
stepping stone.
Fans will look at me and say, "Look, you're the one that you should be back in management and whatnot." But I held him to his own standard. At the end of the, I was at the
These
game
are their
at
standards.
the last game last season. He said, "This isn't. This you shouldn't be happy with this. This isn't success. This isn't. You should want more."
Yeah.
And we didn't win anything that season. Yes, we got close, 2 points out, but I'm holding you to your own standards. Trust the process, a 5-year process. It's now, like I mentioned, it's expired. This is the standards you set, and you haven't achieved it. So I have to ask questions. People will say there's context, the injuries and whatnot, so they'll give him another year. But like you said, there's going to be extreme pressure on Mikel Arteta. But it's frustrating to hear that because it feels like, here we go again.
Well,
think-
I hope he stays.
I think he's done something where he's looked at what he can buy in the market,
could buy-
right? And it's easier
own
to
peril.
find better quality defenders than it is to find prolific goal scorers. In my opinion, it's much easier to do that, right? And he's looked at the last vein of form from the 18 games of last season. And I said this earlier ago, before all the pundits said it, I said this ages ago. It's almost convinced them that we've got enough in attack because you were insane. Them last 18 games, brother, in the last season.
Yeah.
You were
After
sick.
Dubai, yeah.
You were brilliant. You won 16, drew one and lost
Yeah,
one.
well, yeah.
That's an incredible form. So he's went into that thinking, yeah, I've got enough here. But he hasn't accounted for, you've overplayed Saka. Havertz really is just having a purple patch. Martinelli's not really a goal scorer. And he's tried to win it with defence. And your defence is resolute. It's fantastic. But now he's paid for all the decisions that he
But
made
also
in the
the
last
style
season.
of play. I know we have to get super chats, but style of play has he's made tweaks that I think
It's crap.
it's not what we saw last season. That run we went on, we were scoring goals. Hatful
5
of goals,
nils, 4 nils,
6
3
nils,
nils, yeah.
emptying stadiums, singing, the stadium's empty again.
Martinelli
and all that,
definitely
and
could have been a
all
goal
of that.
scorer winger.
This is what I'm saying. That there's factors. He's made these changes to focus on defense, suffocate teams, add areas of scoring goals from corners and whatnot, and different ways of winning games. But I think that's hampered Arsenal, and the amount of the games and the football we're playing, again, it's not sustainable. Like when you guys won the league, you had a pretty much a fully fit side. For me, I thought you not lucky, but you were lucky.
This year?
No,
the year you won the
it,
league,
20 in
you had all your top players stayed fit in that.
Yeah.
So,
But you've had
and
that.
last season we had
you
that.
had
but-
that
But
last
that,
year.
do you know
that's
where
what
that
I'm
comes
saying.
from, though? That comes from the manager managing the players' minutes, mate.
Correct.
It's all down to him and his decision making.
No,
I just
I'm
don't
not
think
denying that.
he's made the right decisions in the right moments for Arsenal, and as a result, he's just suffering for it. I don't think he's crap. I just think he's made bad decisions. I genuinely do.
We'll see what happens next season when you go again. Let's
where
get
will
to.
you be-
We're going to talk about Spurs. Well, let's do some super chats first. Zanafa says this DR lineup is like Spurs, completely depleted. Excuse you.
Hang on a second. What?
We're giving you a good show.
That's what
Matisse
I
is
said
here.
before I was
And
here.
Abby.
Aris says, what position is Chelsea and Spurs? Smiles are quite wide at Arsenal. Draw. Your entire existence has to do with Arsenal. We've got to move on. We've got to move on. Lysis says 20 goals and assists at the moment. Remind us how much Mad Midson has, Abby. He's been injured for periods of time. I think it's nine in the Prem. 9, I think. Sim Limited says participation certificate. 3 of the big 6 are either in a relegation battle or mid. Are you all participants? No, we weren't in a title race, but allegedly
No,
they
but
were.
you're participating as well. So
We're not doing well right now. I don't like us being grouped with Tottenham. I think that's very disrespectful. But what I will say is, last London club to win the league, last London club to win the Champions League.
Great, thanks for that.
That's-
Medical Bunker says, Abby, you're glowing since becoming a Liverpool fan. You'll never walk alone.
Well done, girl.
I know. Arsenal bottling it looks good on me. Doesn't, babes.
How you don't focus on
we've
your
got-
own
we've got carry on,
team
we've got carry
is
on, we've got
ridiculous.
carry on.
Anybody else
We've got
as a
carry
Tottenham
on. We've got to
representative,
carry on.
You're
We've got
sitting
to
with
carry on.
That's what Everton
We're
fans
running out of
do.
time. We're running out of time. We've got to carry on. Richie CFC, is Salah going to Ballon d'Or Doyle? Is he going to get the Ballon d'Or?
Is Salah going to get it? If he doesn't, then corruption. Simple as that. Because he's
Corruption.
the best player in the bloody world, and who else deserves it? If you can tell me in the comments who else should get that Ballon d'Or.
How many assists is he on? Because he's close to Thierry's.
17 assists,
Yeah.
20-something goals.
It's
In the Premier
coming.
League, this, by the way, just the Premier League, in all competitions, it's 42 goals and assists this year.
And do you know what?
In 28 games?
Southampton at home next to
Oh, no,
try and
that's-
add
wait.
to this.
That
I'm
pad.
lying, by the way. It's 42 goals and assists
Assists.
in the Premier League, 28 games. And he's got more than that.
How many
in other
goals and assists will he get?
competitions. I
versus
can't remember.
Southampton?
It's a Thierry
I
thing.
know.
It's the
I'm
Thierry
gonna-
thing.
Yeah, if you got
coming
fantasy
for that.
team
Thierry
next
coming
week
for
when we play Southampton,
Slot's got to
Triple
start.
captain.
Keep starting him though. Don't rest him.
Yeah,
he won't. Lad, do you think Mo Salah will ever want to be on that bench?
Yeah.
He's the most competitive man I've ever seen, mate. He never wants to leave.
Collins S says, what a time to win the league. The Klopp documentary comes out tomorrow. Up the fucking Reds. Up the Doyle. And up the Doyle. Up the Doyle.
Up the Doyle. Pause.
Philip says, champions. Get your matits out for the lads. Whee!
Hey,
What
the
is it?
titties.
No, titties.
No.
John Basola says, LFC. Well, that's my favourite moment of this entire season.
So bad.
It's
Violent. It's like really
It's a
violent.
violation.
It's so
It's the
violent.
names that have come from it. When you get trademarked.
Mastrid. Oh, it's so good.
I got work to do, man. I got
No,
work to do.
bro, your
It's so
content's
good.
gone to another level. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But
I got
work to do, man.
the
I got
titties
work
is
to do,
the
clearly.
top tier.
Honestly,
Nah, that can't
only
be the top
tits.
tier.
Only tits.
That
That's your
cannot be
new
the top tier. I
channel.
got work to do.
John Basola says LFC were top last year at game week 30. City fall off a cliff and AFC have an injury crisis. Dodgy Reds. So I expect LFC to win it. Stop acting like some underdog. Do me a favour.
Yeah, you have lost because you haven't
Do
been
me
good
a
enough.
favour.
unfortunately.
We'll give credit to you guys.
Like genuinely, like even if you had your full fit squad, they would still be around. We were talking about this with Turkish. It would be around 7 points behind us at the moment because of the games that you lost through having injuries, etc., etc. That was before the Nottingham Forest.
I was
game.
going to say because
Yeah.
I think with a fully fit side, it'd be. I mean, we don't know what would happen, but I think it'd be a lot closer. Than
But
what
you
it
were
is,
already behind us for the entire season with a fully fit squad, so it's like not at one point did you go ahead. So how do you get what I'm saying? But I've got to be honest. Star players like Saka being out definitely affects the team. without a shadow of a doubt.
We've got so many super chats, guys. Adnan says Virgil van Dijk is the GOAT defender, Salah second after Henry. Mohammed says, Matisse, what's your favourite Ronald Dahl bit? What? Roald Dahl.
You said the most.
What did you
Ronald
say?
Dahl.
Is that what you called him? Ronald
He
Dahl?
calls Roald Dahl Ronald Dahl.
Roald Dahl.
Funny.
Listen, let's not.
The drinks were flowing. What can I say?
That's poor.
I was thinking, who's Ronald Dahl?
Ronald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. Red Square says, I love Arteta, but he should walk this summer if he isn't backed. I see fans turning next season if he stays and ruins his rising reputation.
Yeah, it's 50-50 right now amongst the fan base. I think they're very much like, just give him another season and there's another half saying, get him out. I think if you go through next season, drop out of cup competitions, you don't win a trophy, everyone sways to one side.
Yeah.
Great
for sure.
super chat there. I'll read it out if you want. It says Arsenal contended for the title last season only because they had no cup distractions and a fully fit squad. That's the reality. Would you agree with that?
Last season, what do you mean? It was in the Champions
League.
League.
The season
was in-
before.
Oh,
think
the
it was.
first season?
Yeah. You were
No,
got knocked out.
but we fell off massive because of the Saliba injury. We fell off massively from that. So I don't know if I agree. I think last season was the season to win it. And yeah, so for me, I don't know about that. The Europa League was in as well. That's when Saliba got injured, and then. But anyway.
Okay, right, I need to really rattle through these. Tanish says, Abby, if we won the participation trophy for finishing second again, what trophy did Spurs win for finishing third and 2-horse race?
Please let us know.
I will, because Arsenal were top that season. Spurs were never top. Do your homework. So it's actually a lie. It's a myth.
Do you
It's
get
a myth.
participation?
No,
whether it's
because
today, this
we
season?
were. Do you hear me? Spurs were never top. Spurs were never top.
But no, we
It's
weren't
fake.
top,
It's
though,
fake
this
news. Yes,
season.
you were. No, I'm talking about 2016. You're saying about that.
But the
Spurs were
left-
never top that season. About this 3-horse race, rubbish. Do your homework. John says, context, injury riddle, dodgy Reds, not backed in the summer or Jan, yet still second and Champions League round of 16. After 200 million plus spent this summer, it'll be do or die for Arteta, though. He sent another super chat as well saying, Cook us fair, but we're the only team bringing any pride to London. Banter aside, what's the excuse, Mara and Abby? Because your teams have spent more since Arteta came in. I've had 5 different managers.
Listen,
Since Arteta came in.
we're disgraceful, right? 100%.
we've
I'm not
slapped
impressed
you
with
guys
what we're doing.
for a lot
but
of seasons recently.
no one's
In
really
London
bringing
clubs.
pride to London if you're not lifting silverware. Like
Thank
the
you.
trophies
Thank
are
you,
all
lads.
up north.
Yep.
Whether it was Man City and now Liverpool, So no one's
Okay.
bringing nothing.
There's
to
truth
them.
in
I
that,
need
but
to
also the
I need to
talk,
rattle
the
through.
chest,
I need to rattle. There's so many
the London
today.
clubs, we are.
When was the last time you won a
2021.
trophy?
2020.
What year?
2020. FA Cup.
And we won a trophy in 2022.
2021. Two.
Liverpool have won the last
2021, 2022.
League Cup,
Yeah,
FA
2022.
Cup.
Club World Cup. We were world champions.
Yeah, anyway.
So
Anyway,
when we talk about,
Super Chats.
we talk
Anyway,
about
back to Super
pride
Chats.
of London.
Guys, I've got a
FA
rattle.
Cup,
I've got
what world champions?
I've got to
Yeah.
rattle. Critical therapy theory says, ha, teta, halt. Great super chat. AWAB says, shout out to Abby for reading my super chat 4 times. It was so good, bro. Arnaz says, Abby is looking beautiful today. Thank you very much. It's very nice. Everyone thinks I'm glowing because of that. Oh my God, there's so many super chats. Clara Bitsy, she's back in the building. She says, Mikel Arteta, when asked about Arsenal being out of the race, said, over my dead body. Who is more deluded? Cool. Who's more deluded?
He
Cecil,
can't
your
say
manager,
it. He
or
can't
your
say it.
employer, Robbie?
Yeah, he
Come
can't
on,
say
people.
that.
He's not going to be like,
I agree.
you know what? Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
we're crap, aren't we?
Well, let's just,
We're gonna
let's just let, you know, forget.
Yeah, you can't do
I'll
that.
tell the lads, go on holiday.
I'd want to headlock my manager if he did that. I'd absolutely.
Greg says, why would Cecil think Arteta would buy a striker now after 8 windows and not buying a single one? Alex Smith says, Arsenal season was over when we didn't spend money in the January transfer window, and I sort of blame the board more than I do as Arteta, as the board didn't help him. He's got a lot of sway with the board, though. Byron said, shout out to the Invincible podcast with Julian Spreadsheet. Where is it now? Even if our main guys leave, forever club legends, we've won it all. You'll never walk alone. O'Malley says, depending on how Arsenal and who Arsenal sign in the summer will tell us if we can compete. But Liverpool are possibly losing their 4 world-class players in the summer. It's not so straightforward. City are the only sure thing. Livy says Nunes calling Nunes shocking is unfair. Matisse, overall, his goal per game ratio since joining is the same as Diaz and Gakpo's. He needs to be upgraded on, but still.
Yeah, but he's a striker and they're wingers. Is
Yeah,
what I would say. He's there to score more goals than them lot.
Yeah.
What are your strikers doing, Matisse?
I don't have any strikers. Same as you.
I tell you what, let's park that quickly. Let's park
They're
the super chats and we'll rattle through the rest. We'll do FA Cup quickly. We'll just quickly talk about
Oh my God,
Spurs.
yeah, of course.
Well, quickly. Honestly, this show's got
None
way
of us are in
more
it.
way more stuff. We'll talk
None
about
of us.
Spurs very
Nope.
very quickly. They did lose last night to Manchester City. I felt second half we were much better than the first. We've
Why
got
are you
no
talking
time
so fast?
because we've got no time. We need to get to FA Cup.
Rattle through.
Yeah,
But-
look,
but
I'm rattling.
I thought
You're
you beat
delaying
Ci-
my
I thought you
process.
beat City, like, it's
I'll
normally a
we
game
usually
for
do.
you
You
guys,
can't banter
like-
us on this. Honestly.
Well, what do you mean? We didn't lose to City this season. You?
Great. No, we beat them twice already, mate.
No, but you lost. You
No,
lost.
anyway.
You
So,
lost. No.
that's
Yeah,
wait, remember when you
You always say when it comes to City, we can beat them. We're their
What's
bogey.
he chatting about?
Cool story, bro. Cool story, bro. Yeah.
Season, bro. It's a shit argument, bro.
Right. No,
we
it's
need to
the
come
energy
on.
you have.
Listen,
It's not a
I've
shit
got
argument.
come on.
You're just
Cess,
bantering.
I've got no time. Come on. Anyway, back to Spurs. Second half much better than the first. Good to get some squad rotation. Good to get players back. Had a nice week off. See you again next Thursday.
Did
Cool.
you go to the protest?
No, I was working, babes. I work 6 days a week. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So.
she's on to
She's
you
on it. I'm
today.
trying to get- and I need to get this up there. I haven't seen in a long time.
We can't. I've got no
No,
time.
and you are still.
I'm still Angin.
Love it.
Still Angin.
Motorways.
All the way.
All the way.
All the way. Second half looked much better.
So
Looked
you
more like
weren't at the
Ange last
protest.
night.
You're backing the manager. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I weren't at the
That's a
protest.
week.
I was busy doing my protest online, on air. Okay. Anyway, just the rest of the midweek games. Brighton 2, Bournemouth 1, Palace 4, Aston Villa 1. Are we going to talk about Aston Villa maybe on Monday? Wolves 1, Fulham 2, Chelsea we did, Brentford 1, Everton 1, United 3, Ipswich 2.
Lucky gits. Lucky gits.
You're lucky we're pushed for time. Forest 0, Arsenal 0, and Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0. Now,
No,
of
no,
course,
no,
we have to preview because it's the preview show,
Sorry.
which is FA Cup fixtures. It is Aston Villa against Cardiff, Crystal Palace against Millwall, Bournemouth against Wolves, Man City against Plymouth, Newcastle against Brighton, Manchester United, and we'll do a bit on United with Ipswich as well in that against Fulham,
Good.
Forest, Ipswich. So the 3 of us,
None of us are in it.
we can chill. And you.
Three,
Oh yeah,
four.
sorry,
Yeah.
4.
I
of us are in
rushed
it.
today.
Four,
Yeah.
God.
When I woke up,
No one's in this.
No one's in it.
Robbie said I need
Not a
on the
single one
preview
of us.
today. I woke up. I was like, I was like, what preview? I said, is that a game?
What we
I said,
doing
FA
this
Cup. So I
weekend?
said, what? And then I said, do you know what, Jason, I'm going to be in. I was late, obviously, so I rushed it. But I was thinking, what are we going to talk about? So
We've had
what
loads. We've actually had loads.
We
to
could have
talk about.
literally all gone to Dubai this weekend.
Yeah, we could have. Anyway, we're not. We're here. So shall we focus on United then? Because United, they did get a win last night over Ipswich, 3-2.
Yeah.
They are staying up. We've seen the videos of Flex and KG. We are staying up. God, how the mighty have fallen. What do we reckon, lads? This game.
It's difficult because they were down to 10 men for a large part, but They did go a goal down.
Oh,
I feel sorry for Dorgo, man.
They did go a goal down. So maybe
the Dorgo got sent off. I feel sorry.
That was a bad tackle.
No,
that.
not the challenge. I'm talking about the Onana mistake. Obviously,
Oh,
he's a young player.
That was both
passing
of their faults, lad. I don't care. Not one of them's getting away with that. They both should have looked up. They both should have been aware of where they were. He could have kicked it into the stands and he could have stayed in goal. They were both terrible, poor decisions.
Yeah, but when you're a goalkeeper,
I don't feel sorry for
the game.
either
If
of
your
them.
keeper's running directly at you, I think that's a.
But do you
that's
play
an
football?
interesting-
Look up.
Yeah, no, I'm aware
And
of
just
that.
kick it in
But
the
also,
stands.
from a goalkeeper, if I'm defending, playing the ball back, my goalkeeper's running directly at me, past me.
He's assuming.
He should really. Yeah, but he should angle. I mean,
What's
it's
the
very
first thing
odd.
you're taught when you play football?
Yeah, you look up.
Scan.
Scan, yeah.
Scan,
Just
scan,
get
scan,
close.
scan, scan. You didn't scan. You got lost. That's what happened. Terrible. It was just crap. And then he made a terrible tackle afterwards and got sent off.
Yeah.
Just crap.
What
Don't feel sorry
do
for
we
either of them.
think in terms of like, obviously, I mean, Amarim ball, if we can call it that. Do we fancy them in the cup? They have been a cup team the last few years. So
You've got to give it to Man United. Man United have winners' DNA. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's who they are. And even if they're crap, they'll still play cups. So I would not put it past them to win an FA Cup or a Europa League because that's who they bloody are. It's as simple as that. They could play crap football all the way to the final and win it with crap football because that's Man United.
last season when they robbed Coventry.
Yeah,
the
4-3.
semi-final.
Oh my
The inches.
days.
And beat a drunken City.
You know what I mean? That's the
And
type
they were
of thing.
shocking all season, but they still win.
Yeah, that's
Still
who they are.
on it.
That
you've gotta give
Coventry
it to
one.
them.
that
got to
Coventry
give
one
it
was
to them.
just a disgrace.
Mental.
So
Disgrace, yeah.
they're not, you know.
It was disgrace. It was a disgrace.
And they were so happy. I was just like, are you not embarrassed?
No, you're not embarrassed.
I mean,
I know they. Do you know what they won it? But
Yeah.
it's just like, wow.
it's mind-boggling, lads. It's who they are. Unfortunately, for the rest of
When
us.
you're at your lowest as a club, and this is the worst I've ever seen Man United.
Yeah,
and
same.
probably the worst we've all seen ever. Man
No
United,
staff
right?
meals, bro. They are.
Yeah,
They are.
they're rationing food.
Listen, they
They're
got
rationing
Waffle.
food.
They need Jamie
They got rid of
Oliver. They need
Rashford.
Jamie
They got rid of Rashford.
Three school meals.
Rashford
provided the
was
country
feeding.
with
He was
food.
providing food.
He's now gone.
Yeah,
And now they
he
have
was
to
providing lunch.
There's no free meals.
Now there's no lunch.
Yeah.
There's no free meals.
And they cost Rashford.
It's crazy.
Lord.
Soup.
No,
Yeah.
you're on rations, boys.
Rations.
Rashford.
Soup and
Professional
bread.
athletes.
It's not even good.
Asking the staff, have you got food to bring in? Remember,
Packed lunch.
Packed lunch.
Packed lunch.
They're saying to the Man United players, you need to reuse your shirts.
Biggest
reuse
club
your
in the
kits.
Take
world.
them home and wash them, lads.
Yeah,
Wash
don't-
them.
days.
Have you got washing tablets?
Put it on silk.
Jeez.
They're asking for a washing tablet. No Lenore, nothing.
When you leave the change room, turn the lights off, please. We've got to save on
We're saving
electricity.
electricity.
They said you're not using the dishwasher in the canteen
You're
anymore.
washing yourself
Wash
up.
it. Hand wash. Hand
Hand
wash
wash
the dish.
only.
Yeah. The dishwasher takes up too much electricity.
energy.
Just
Too
dry
much
your hands
energy.
on your top. You can't even use the dryer.
When you go to the toilet,
no
only
paper
use
towel.
2 bits of tissue, please,
Rationing.
lads. 2 pieces each.
Don't use the big flush. Don't use the big flush.
yeah,
Use the
yeah,
small flush.
Use the small flush. You can't use the number 2 flush. Only the number 1 flush.
Don't worry about the heating. Just put your coat on, lad. You'll be fine.
It's mad.
The heating can only go on for half an hour a day.
yeah.
It is
The
absolutely
hot water
crazy.
can only run for half an hour. Everyone's got a shower. In that half an hour,
So that-
5 minutes each.
That
all
being
of that.
said, do they beat Fulham on the weekend?
Yeah, no. Sorry, we just went off on a spiral. Yeah, is the answer to that.
You would think they-
You're
you think they'd
crap,
beat
but
Fulham?
you'll still win.
What do you reckon?
I don't think so.
Nah, Fulham are
I think Fulham's season is pretty much done, like Palace's. You're not gonna get Europe. You're not gonna get relegated. So they have everything going for them to
You
go
say
full
that Fulham.
out.
You say that Fulham are done in the league. Fulham are on 42
I know,
points.
I think they're good. I
Look,
mean, they've had a
I
lot
mean-
of injuries.
I mean,
just don't think
sorry,
there's enough
sorry,
space. I don't think
babe.
there's enough space.
Chelsea are on 46. They're 4 points behind you.
Okay.
What are you on about?
If you believe that Fulham will finish ahead of us, then you can say that now.
That was
I'm
great.
not necessarily saying finish ahead of you, but I'm saying what's the realistic
They are ahead
expectation?
of
Okay,
United.
I don't-
They are ahead of
okay,
United.
please
Okay,
speak
Which is the
now.
team they're
I'm
playing.
saying
I
that
get that it's-
Fulham could get some form. It's not done. They're
I
not
get that
just
it's
sitting in
close.
14.
No, I
I
agree
get
with
that it's
Dabby.
close.
I
but-
agree with Dabby.
They're not
okay,
done.
It's close. But if I'm making a prediction now,
points.
I'm not predicting Fulham to finish ahead of Bournemouth, Villa, Chelsea,
They're good team.
City, Newcastle.
Well, Villa
Nottingham
are
Forest.
10th.
Yeah, but I think Villa will get ahead of them. So I just don't think they'll. Okay, maybe their season's not done. That's too much.
They
But
got not.
I don't think they're going to finish.
They've got to play
well,
Chelsea, by the way, at home.
I don't think they'll finish in Europe. I think Fulham will go through. I think they'll
you're being
prioritise this.
Harsh.
I think they'll prioritise this and they'll focus on trying to get as far as they can. Every
Wait, you're saying Fulham will go? You're saying Fulham will go through? Or you're saying?
Yeah, I
no,
think Fulham can beat
No,
United.
I think they can.
I think
Fulham are not going to
I
finish
think
above
people-
Chelsea.
I think teams are going to look at the
No,
FA
no,
Cup now.
I'm aware of that.
They're going to see that Arsenal are out. They're going to see Liverpool are out.
They'll go for it.
City are not looking themselves this season. They've lost games. Man United are nothing to be afraid of. They'll think we can actually win a trophy. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, we can win the FA Cup. Like it's not going to go to just one of the big 6 teams. It's going to go to. It could go to anyone.
Fulham, and I agree with, he's not going to finish above, and I'll tell you why, because their fixtures are heavy. They've got Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Bournemouth. Aston Villa, Everton, Brentford.
Well,
I'm
I'll tell
Man
you
City
what.
to
If
play.
we focus on this game though, Fulham. Listen, Iwobi's having a really good season. He's doing really well.
They're playing ball.
They've got good. Listen, Calvin Bassey I think is solid at the back as well. He's a
Traore's
pure athlete.
Traore's been good in terms
he's
of the
been-
way, like
he's
assisting.
improved.
And,
Yeah,
he has
he's been improving.
I'm
So
not saying it because Fulham are worse than Man United. I'm saying it because I've said it loads where Man United are going to get smoked in a cup. And
Yeah.
they just win.
They are at Old Trafford.
So
I don't know if that.
Bassey's
getting
a bit
ahead of
dodgy.
yourself this time.
Bassey's a bit dodgy. He doesn't like. He's a bit
Actually,
messy.
recently had some moments.
He's a bit
Yeah,
messy.
earlier this season.
I
he was
would.
doing well.
I
Yeah, he
reckon
had
that's a
some
good game though.
buff-
I reckon
bubbly
that's a good
moments.
game. What do you reckon prediction wise, Says?
Full. It's going to be a scrappy game.
Is the VAR in
From
it?
United. Let's go.
Don't know. I would assume so. Yes.
Let's go 2-1 Fulham.
Ma.
2-1 Fulham.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Fulham.
Doyle.
2-1 United.
I'm gonna go. It's annoying, isn't it? I'm gonna go.
United got a lot of players out, right?
They do.
They got loads.
I'm gonna go. Oh, do you know
Kobe's
what?
out. Ahmad. Like, they got
Fuck it.
everyone.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Fulham. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aston Villa Cardiff. What do we reckon for this?
You taking the mic?
Yeah.
Oh,
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa?
Yeah.
I mean, I need a prediction.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Is this your first show? Sorry, guys. Is this your first show?
Do you know what?
I don't know if we're breaking it down. If we're just getting through the.
No, we're not breaking down Aston Villa Cardiff,
So
are we?
sorry.
Come on.
Judge Abbey.
Do you know what I'm trying
Sorry.
to? I'm just thinking.
Lads.
I'm just trying to think if Villa will rest.
For what
But
though?
what
For
would
top
they be
4?
resting for? Because Champions League football's not next week, is it? No.
There's
Fair
European.
play.
Yeah, there is.
There is,
There is.
yeah. So, listen, there could be a shock here.
They were bad in that
Depends what
Palace
team
game.
they put out. Yeah,
But
Well,
before that game, I
Like
thought
I
they
said,
were
we're not
having
talking
an
about Villa.
upturn in-
We're not talking about
We've
Villa
got Club
enough.
Bruges
We're
on.
not talking about Villa enough,
on the
I think.
4th.
Do you not think?
We're gonna. We'll save
No,
it
because
for
I
Monday.
thought there
but-
was an upturn in
Well,
you know, their
if I look-
signings in the in the
if I look
January
at their
window
last
and then-
five,
Cardiff and 19th in the Championship.
Yeah, but Plymouth and they beat Liverpool.
Argyle,
They beat Liverpool.
Well,
and
depends,
they're
it depends on the changes, doesn't it? Villa from 1 in 5.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, shut up.
Do you know what I mean?
All right, prediction for that game.
Oh God. Oh, that Matisse made a very good point
They
there.
got
about,
Champions
like,
League midweek.
and it's
They're
the FA Cup, the Magic.
Magic.
Let's just go. No,
Cardiff at home?
no.
Wales?
I want the big scalp to be United out. Even though it's Fulham. No, actually, and then I want Plymouth to be. It's not gonna happen. But let's go Aston Villa 2-0.
Okay, Ma?
Does it go to penalties? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna
the
go.
fifth round.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
1-1.
Cardiff win on penalties.
Ooh.
I'm going to say Aston Villa win 2-0.
I will go with a 3-1 Villa win. Palace Millwall. Spicy.
Palace Millwall. Delta.
Oh man.
Spicy.
Palace are finding a bit of form. They're doing
Yeah.
well, you know. Palace are going to blow them away.
Yeah, Matisse.
They're going to get kicked,
just
but they're
on
going to blow them away.
Go on then,
I reckon
what's-
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, I'll go Palace 2-0.
I'll go.
Nah, there'll be a dog fight in there, man.
Yeah,
There'll
yeah,
be a bit
Yeah,
more-
it will be nasty.
Yeah, but 2-0. I think.
Can Millwall ball? Can they ball without is it the
that
kid-
young that
He went to
yeah,
Palace.
that youngster. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
They stole.
You score against
his
them.
Wonder child. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wonder kid.
2-1 Palace.
1-0 Palace.
Scrappy.
That's
Bournemouth Wolves. Zess, kick us off.
Bournemouth Wolves.
a good game, that.
That is a really
good
good game.
And they just lost. Bournemouth just lost the Wolves, right? 1-0.
Yeah, but my boy
They'll beat 'em.
James Hill's at Bournemouth and he's on a run of games. Sorry, I'm doing biased stuff. I got to back Bournemouth. Yeah.
Bounce back.
Yeah, I think I'm Bournemouth. Listen, I'm a big fan of Iriola as well as a gaffer and how he plays, his style of plays, philosophies. I think Bournemouth are a good team, and Cliver has been on this.
He's running on smoke.
Brother.
Yeah,
What the
he's
hell?
having an incredible season. You're not spoken about
His
enough.
variety of goals is just like
Yeah.
Nuts.
Long shots, everything.
Whoa!
Anyone fancy him in the summer?
Anyone? I mean,
In the summer.
That's the type. That's it though. That's what you got to look at. Players that you're not necessarily going to pay 150 mil, 100 mil for, but players that are going to bolster the squad.
He'd
He
be a
might
good
not be your
signing.
starting striker, but he's going to add depth for your team.
Bill!
And you need 22 players, brother.
you're talking to me.
Yeah.
I wanted Mudryk.
Yeah.
We ended up with Trossard.
You can still have Madrid.
I wanted Caicedo.
You can still have Madrid.
We ended up getting Jorginho.
Hey.
So I understand when we see the little
Hey.
in the market, we can maybe get him for a little bit.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
try and make something work.
little
Hey, you
45,
can still have Madrid. We can still talk.
Really? Have you got a drug test back yet?
Nope.
No.
Right, sorry, let me predict. Bournemouth win. Close game. Yeah, 2-1. Sorry, it's poor score. I'm 2-1.
No, Bournemouth 2-0.
3-1.
Is it the
Bournemouth.
Vitality? Where is
It's
it?
at the Vitality.
Yeah.
City Plymouth rout. Do you know what?
Plymouth
though?
Rise!
Come on, Plymouth!
Really?
We
Come on,
do,
Plymouth!
we do always do this with City, and we say like, oh yeah, like easy, like 4s and like 5s. But then
Haaland's-
actually they don't always do that. So
this season has not been
Nah.
that
They're out
story.
the Champions League, so they got no midweek
Oh, no,
game.
they're gonna win the
And
FA Cup.
then
Yeah,
Haaland's
they've
back
gone
They'll-
above
they'll
this.
have
so
something.
4-0 for me.
Yeah,
They
Haaland's
need
a
to win
full
this because
strength
they ain't got
team.
nothing else.
I'll go 3-0 City.
They're out all the other competitions, so they need to win.
But you made a good point there. We do this with City, and then it's the giant killers. It's the FA Cup, the magic.
It's that
They
City.
don't
It's
have
that
no
City.
magic start.
It's
There's
that
no
City.
magic.
Is that it?
It's
Yeah.
that- yeah.
There's no magic this time. Trust me, no magic.
Done Liverpool, no.
Yeah,
doesn't-
no magic. Nope.
Okay.
Okay, I
3-0.
wanted to believe a little bit.
3-0.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Plymouth. Why
Okay.
not?
Newcastle Brighton. That's a good
Good
game.
game.
Good game.
Right, this is before the final with Liverpool as well, right? So Newcastle are going to want to try and win a cup regardless of what it is. So they're going to want to desperately stay in this one, in my opinion, as well. So they'll be going full hog at this, and it's at St James's Park. Newcastle are going to win.
Okay.
And I think that's maybe why Isaac didn't play yesterday.
This could go to pens.
I think Newcastle's going to
Can
win.
you imagine
Yeah,
a cup
this
double for
could.
Newcastle?
Mad.
Unreal.
After not winning
That
one for
City,
55 years.
even I might even just.
I will
top
be there
for that
Yeah,
weekend.
Are you mad?
Why
Are you mad?
I'm going up with Matty Renton. for the
Brother,
weekend.
I will be there. I will be there
You may see me
in
up
some capacity.
in top
capacity.
vibes in, boy.
I'll go over. Yeah, Isak will be back. I'll go over 2-0 Newcastle win.
I fancy this as a draw and then pens.
I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle. Going to be fight.
St James's or Amex?
St.
It
James.
is at St James's
Oh,
Park.
St James's
Yeah.
Park. Then I'm saying 3-1.
Formidable ground.
Okay. We did our predictions for United Fulham, so it's Forest Ipswich.
Forest. Ipswich are trying. I really feel sorry for them
They are
this season
trying.
because they're trying and they're not terrible, but you're just not good enough either. It's terrible.
They're not good enough.
It's
Quite similar to Luton last year. Arguably, I
Yeah.
think Luton had maybe a little bit more guile
Yeah.
about them. But maybe they have a little bit more quality, Ipswich, with
Yeah.
like individual players, but it's not enough.
I like
Yeah.
Ipswich, man. But
Yeah, everyone does. They're not bad.
Yeah.
They're not bad, lads. They're playing okay, but they're not good enough. And
Yeah.
Forest are going to beat
I
them.
went to their club recently. Sorry, going on a tangent. Talent transfer, and
Name
I
drop.
spoke with their players and mentored them, and they showed me. It was
Where are they in the league
Very
now?
nice. They're 17th, I believe.
Yeah.
They're 17th. They're,
Yeah.
yeah, I think.
they're gonna go down.
Yeah, they're sad,
They're
man.
18th, I think. They're gonna go
Forest,
down.
Forest, yeah, they've been good. Even they got more. They got
They're
problems.
18th.
For Ipswich,
Yeah,
so
they're
yeah,
Yeah, they're
Forest
not
wins
going
that.
anywhere,
Wolves
are they?
are 22 points, so there's a
Yeah,
bit of a
5
gap.
points.
Forest
All
will
right,
win.
Forest
we've
win.
got to rattle through the super chats now. Mel says Galatasaray boy Osimhen and Morata on loan. Let that sink in, Arsenal fans. True, you could have got someone on loan, couldn't you? Game Zone. Anyone going to mention discipline issues? 5 red cards this season, more than any other team. You can't always say it's injuries. It's not good enough. Kinya says Netflix FC said enjoy your summer. Maybe next year don't spend all your time predicting results of other teams. Lee, Don, Julian with the spreadsheet. Tears, clown.
Wait, I must have missed that episode. Wait,
When they sat there and they said it's not. What was it? What was the classic line? It's not. Oh my god!
remember.
It was so good.
okay, just move on. So you funny how you move
It's
on.
not.
and other things.
It's not impossible, but it's
just-
anyway. It
Oh
was
wait,
really
no,
good.
it's a.
It's
the-
a pro-
it's
not-
a privilege
It's no.
to
It's
have
not.
the pressure.
It's not a
Improbable, I think.
possibility, but it's a.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Okay,
it was
well,
good.
I don't remember.
We need to find it. It was
Pressure
G-
is a privilege. I remember that one.
Oh no, I didn't hear that one. Oh god,
remember
that's
that
so
one either.
ridiculous.
That was from you.
God, sounds
No,
like
it
something
was
you said.
not.
Arsenal. That's
It sounds
social
like something
media
you
admin
say.
said it's a privilege.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm not
pressure
the
is a
social.
privilege.
Don't do that because people think I don't run the socials.
No,
on
it's not.
ATV.
It's not Seth that
It's
runs
not
it.
me.
There's nothing wrong with
Pressure
that
is a
saying.
privilege.
To be honest, I think pressure is a privilege. If you're a pressure, that means that you're at the top.
True.
That's a privilege. It's a
privilege.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't.
Gotti17 says, is Arsenal the new, is Arteta the new specialist in failure 2.0? We should deep dive in that on
Jose
Monday.
Mourinho.
We should deep dive.
bad
Richard G says, everyone blaming the board. They're probably sick of giving Arteta money and him buying the wrong players. Look how many players he bought and they're no longer at the club. His talent ID is awful.
No, there's a conversation just quickly on that as well. I mean, Havertz, who we didn't buy as a striker but was midfielder. His project
Bought loads
to
of
work
defenders,
didn't
brother.
work.
Bought loads of defenders, and he's on that. He's trying to make it hard to
Jesus
beat.
as well. They
He's
put him on
play-
250,000. Havertz on 275,000.
It's a
Don't
joke.
do anything in that.
It's a
There's
joke.
frustration.
I think he's bought
It's
a
a
defensive
joke.
team, and he's playing like a defensive style of football. He's even making you do the dark arts. That's why he's got
He's
so
Tony
many yellow cards. The red
Pulis.
cards, I will say, some of them are dodgy,
He's Tony
but the yellow
Pulis,
cards aren't.
babe.
Most of the yellow cards that you've got are for time wasting, for pulling, for pushing, all of these things, lad. He's
I
made
need
them
to-
play
I need
like
to-
that. Play
Also,
dirty.
I know we need to wrap up, but I've mentioned some on many shows that Aubameyang put the FA Cup on his back to get Arteta over the line, which actually prolonged him staying at Arsenal. That was from a striker. That is a striker that he like I said, he got him over that line. So I'm so bewildered how Arteta doesn't think, oh, maybe I should need a striker at some point to get me over the line again.
Do you think he was arrogant?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's meticulous. I think
of
outside
course,
view,
but
people would think he's arrogant.
It's
But
just,
I
I don't
think
think you'll get a big name striker purely because you've got 2 strikers on about 500k a week, and one's injured, so he won't move on a medical. So yeah,
Okay,
you need a
right.
left winger.
I've got to really rattle through these guys. So, Howder says this is on a potential parade. Supporters groups have requested to take the parade past the Everton Stadium. True humiliation against the big Smurfs, right? Arsenal fans watching, 2 thumbs up. I mean, that would be quite good, wouldn't it?
two past it.
Yeah, to do the Liverpool parade past the Everton Stadium. Clara's back. She says Abby Cecil will not call out the process or ownership. He has a frame in a picture with him at Kroenke at his house. The one piece exists as Liverpool would be top 6 without Salah. 70% goals by one man is insane. Virgil ain't winning you a league by himself. Every team needs goals first and foremost. Can't. El Chapo. Arsenal said. El Chapo said Arsenal contended for the title last season only because they had no cup disruptions and a fully fit squad. That's the reality. Adnan Cecil, what phase is slot in? LCNC says be quiet, Cecil. Tanish says Spurs were on top of the table in November 2015. Get your facts checked, Abby. Am I a prick fam? Yeah, probably are. John said 13th 2 years ago, Champions League in 2021. Went on top of Christmas. 2021. My dad had hair once. Zoheeb says Doyle, in your honest opinion, give us a rating 1 to 10 on how confident you are each of Salah, Virgil and Trent signing a new contract.
Salah, Virgil 10, Trent 0.
Okay.
Wait.
No.
Wow.
Zach says about Kushanov, remember the name, who's Beckenbauer, they're calling him. Nathaniel Armstrong, Cecil, you're closer to 10th than first, you know. Sai says, who do you guys think will win the FA Cup? I would probably go
Newcastle.
You go Newcastle?
Why not? Man City.
Wait,
Man City.
no, it won't be
Man
Newcastle.
City. Man City.
I was gonna say,
Man City are going to win it.
Newcastle-
Yeah,
I
sorry.
would go City because they've got nothing else.
Yeah.
I'd say City.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I'd
obvious
say
would be
City.
I retracted.
I was gonna say, what the hell?
The Sharks are there, lad. Yeah.
Last super chat of the day. There's been loads. We love that there's been loads today, guys. Wish we could do more. Combs says Rice or Valverde.
Valverde.
I mean, it's just not.
Valverde.
It's just not a question. It's not a question, is it?
Let's read the next super chat.
Okay, and last one, Oliver says, it's crazy how quiet social media is when Arsenal lose or draw. Also, Matisse, you are shameless. I tell you what's not quiet, though. AFTV, that's always a great watch.
I can't tell you, right? My mates, yeah, as soon as you lose,
It's straight on.
They get themselves a cup of tea.
Yep.
And they get the laptop out. And they watch the videos. I can't lie. I don't do
Nothing
it.
better.
I'm not me.
Nothing
Not me.
better.
Yeah, I'm not a professional hater.
Don't forget, guys, we will be live here Sunday morning from 6 a.m. covering the Golf Icon Series where Team England will be up against Team World with icons of football. AGT has been out there. That's why he had the extended break as well, chatting to some of the players ahead of that time. And as I said, we've got Joe Hart, Paul Ince, Phil Jagielka, Robbie Fowler, Diego Forlan, Ginola, Vidic, Zola, Tevez. Honestly,
Tevez was golfing when he was still playing.
it's crazy. There's serious clout in that. So please make sure you do tune in and watch it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you to Cess for turning up late. Love you,
Apologies,
babes.
people are here. Thank you.
You got
Smoking
here,
you
Doyle.
today.
It's been
I
so
know.
lovely having you. See,
you,
it all looked down and out, didn't it? You said it's me. I'm causing us to not get these things out. Look at you've won the league right here.
You came in. There
You've won
was a
it.
few questions, a bit of wobble from Liverpool. You've now secured the league, and you give it back to AGT.
Shall we give it? Do you want to give him a guard of honour?
Bit like Jurgen Klopp, innit? Bit like Jurgen Klopp. Nah, it's okay. But I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on the
They
show.
do it, Garlic.
And
They do
it.
please, honestly, like, if we do win this league, like, please
don't
bring
stop
me here.
saying if.
I can't.
You've
I
won
can't.
it.
My body won't let me.
Doyle,
Like,
Doyle, it's done. What is it,
can't-
9 or
I
11
can't.
points?
Game,
Won't come out
game
my
week
body, though.
38,
Won't
they're
come out
going to
my
lift
mouth.
it, and he's going to come back on it and he say, if we win it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Please
Wait,
bring me
what's
back
the
for the
gap
guard of
right
honour
now?
or
Is
something.
it
13.
Third is
13.
13. Bro.
They got
What?
Southampton
Bro.
at home next.
Bro.
Who do you play
Right.
next?
Brother, I just want you to
Doesn't
know,
matter.
Man United away.
football is the
Man United away,
cruelest
yeah.
mistress in the world,
No.
and I've said it
No.
before.
Right, we're done with you. Ma,
no.
as always,
you.
lateness is greatness.
No.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll be back on Monday. Hopefully, we should be back to a fully fit squad in here. So we will see you on the next show. Peace. Bye.
Bye.
Rainwood, icons of football.
2 teams.
Team England
Versus Team World.
24 icons of football.
This is the moment we waited for.
Golf tournament like no other.
at Robbinswood Golf Club in Bangkok.
There's going to be an intense rivalry.
Vamos, Team World!
Forget all that, vamos.
Team England are going to win, obviously.
Good luck with that.
The game